Hello and welcome back to Planet Stronghold Colonial Defence. Right, let's do a mission. And I was reasonably happy with my card selection last time, so okay, let's get a sharpshooter in the field. We can at least mess them up a bit. Okay, spiked iron walls up. Scouts, you're up. Okay, that healed reasonably effectively, actually. Okay, I'm going to save up personnel for a turn so I can summon in a turret. Okay, let's get the higher durability turret in, I think, rather than the flamethrower turret. Because the flamethrower turrets are actually more expensive, but less good. Nope, alright, wrong thing. Ah, it deals double damage against organics, okay. Okay then, so... Scout could kill that one without dying, which might be worth doing. You can't kill anyone without dying, yes... Actually no, you can kill him and only get wounded. I can get another scout in, but I can get another 2 scouts in. Just have lots and lots of lovely firepower. And let's get some more spiked iron vines in, because that gives me a lot of leeway with defences. Aha! Excellent marksman team. Get them in there. The marksman team can start doing up to 4 damage. In fact, finish off. Marksman team, fire. Lovely job. Okay, back to the team talk. Let's talk to Christopher. Hey, Christopher. I just wanted to say those parts are just what I needed. Bring your transport in, I'll make the changes you want. Thank you. Of course, if some chocolate happens to fall off the trunk, well, it is yours, my friend. Ahem. You might want to get that looked at, Captain. You don't sound very good. I can get you something for that. Ah! He's the team's supply officer. So I don't know if you guys have seen the film Operation Petticoat, which is actually a really good film about a submarine in the Second World War that basically gets badly shot up, and they end up having to, limp back, and throughout, it's a comedy film for the record, but they end up having to beg, borrow, and in most cases steal the supplies they need to get the sub running. So Tony Curtis plays their newly assigned officer, and they eventually find out his one useful talent is as a supply officer, by which they mean thief. But it's a well-known fact that every military unit needs a good supply officer, and yes, by that I do mean thief, because sometimes that's the only way to get what you need. It's nothing but a tickle, and what was this about chocolate? It's a euphemism for something sweet, which touches upon something we need to address. Of course, Captain, I am ever at your service. Christoph, you might think you've outsmarted me, but I assure you, I've been aware of your criminal activity since day 1. And for the most part, I was willing to overlook them. But lately, well, perhaps you'd care to tell me why I shouldn't have you jailed. I must admit, I was wondering when you would get around to this little talk. Most of my previous captains were much more direct about it, and undoubtedly had their grubby little mitts out. I should jail you for assuming I was waiting for a bribe. No, you don't see the type. You actually believe in laws, as do I, funnily enough. Then what's the point of breaking them? Oh, now don't be naive, I'm no mindless thug. My trade thrives best when there is law and order. And making a profit, subverting it, much like a government contractor, actually. Captain, look, you don't have to take my word for it, but with any settlement of a given size, crime is going to happen. I happen to fulfill that niche, and well, there could be worse alternatives. What alternatives? Well, for one thing, I don't have people disappear only to be found months later in the desert, if at all. Look, if anything, I protect what is mine for a reasonable cut. And if I get too greedy, well, you can always turn me in. Nothing like enlightened self-interest. After all, if someone is dead, then how can they pay you? You don't kill the goose that's laying the golden eggs. Additionally, I sometimes come across the odd piece of equipment or information which you can't get officially, or in a timely fashion. I can't help but notice you've rehearsed this. As I mentioned, you're not the first captain I've made accommodations with, and I doubt you'll be the last. What got a miner involved with the criminal underworld? I know, it almost seems like a bad pun, doesn't it? Miner, underworld. Well, it all goes back to when I was a teenager in Paris. I was tempted to give him a French accent, actually. Anyway, I lived in the slums, and, well, the jobs were few and far between. Although it's gotten better, if nothing else, people emigrating to the colonies has created more opportunities. So I could either turn a paltry sum in some no-future factory job, or earn an excellent wage taking banned goods through the catacombs. I didn't even have to think twice. Then why join the military? I was still a teenager, subtlety wasn't exactly in my vocabulary, I was caught. Magistrate gave me two choices: military, prison. The military seemed like the smarter option. And if you're caught, they'd only send you back to jail anyways, so what do you have to lose? So, Captain, would you like to come to some arrangement? You scratch my back, I scratch yours. I can sweeten the deal if you wish. Okay, carry on, but don't implicate me. Ugh, if it's worked this far, then look, very well, but don't ever try to bribe me again. Of course not, Captain. Discretion will be my watchword. And still more honest than some government contractors. Well, Captain, I have to go clean up a little mess. I will talk with you later. Yes, every military needs a good supply officer. And yes, as I say, that does quite often mean somebody who is willing to bend the rules in order to get what they need. Captain, pull up a chair. Have a cold one on me. You seem to be enjoying yourselves. What's the topic of discussion? Hope it's not about me. Oh, I like his t-shirt. Far from it, Captain. We were just swapping stories about our time in the military. Not all of us had the opportunity to go to the academy like you did. The academy isn't as privileged as you think it was. Please, please, no fighting now. Charlotte, why didn't you start us off? There isn't much to say about my time. Though I remember a soldier, I think he was called Bellamy. It was our first day on explosives training, and this poor man pulled a pin from a grenade. Instead of tossing the grenade, he tossed the pin. Charlotte mimics the gesture of someone tossing a grenade, and does a double take when they see it's still in their hand. Ouch! And this was still when they used live ordnance, wasn't it? Charlotte holds up both hands, raising all her fingers but an index one. It was weakened for training purposes, but he still lost a finger. It took him a month before they regened his finger since it wasn't exactly top priority. We found the pin, electroplated it, and gave Nine-Finger Bellamy his own Ring of Doom. At least the quality of the recruits has improved. We were learning about chemical weapons and the teacher was trying to figure out what we knew. One person asked for the chemical composition of water. We replied HIJKLMNO. Please don't say it. Yep. H2O. I can't say any of my recruits suffered accidents like yours, Charlotte, but my drill instructor had some words of wisdom for us, ones I will remember to this day. Such as, never draw enemy fire, it'll irritate the rest of your squad. One of my fondest memories is our first day in camp. There was this one poor bastard. You could tell he never lived a day out the city. While he was afraid of drinking the water, it seems he only drank bottled water. When he joined the military. Interesting choice. Yeah, well, the drill sergeant pissed in a canteen, handed it to the newbie in order to drink. I'll give him credit, he managed to lift the canteen to his lips before he vomited. Don't the canteens automatically purify the contents? Of course, but the newbie didn't know that. So, Captain, do you have any interesting tales to tell? Let's relay an appropriate story. Well, I was fresh from the academy and on my first deployment. Base was under alert and dangerous items were restricted. And I remember this one person, carrying a pulse rifle, was detained while they confiscated a pocket knife and handed back the rifle. Here's to our superior officers. Superior in name only. I can drink to that. What I find most disturbing is just how some of these people make it to command rank. Yeah, if you dwell too much on that. Well, I've known people driven to drink and needed their livers regenerated. Thanks for the beer, Jelena. It's time for me to head out. Stay frosty, Captain. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 conversations left to have, and two more side missions. So if I do another side mission, then 3, then another side mission, then 3. Okay. It's not really bad. I'm enjoying the combat system. It's, you know, it could do with a smidge more depth, but I think that's just, you know, time to all intents and purposes. You know, I suspect once I get a bit further into it, it'll acquire that pretty well. Just in case anybody's got an AoE card, I don't want them to actually accidentally hit my marksman team. Get some sharpshooters in there. I love the fact the wall actually moves like it's fighting back. Okay, you can now open fire. Hey, another marksman team. Let's get the sharpshooters in. Okay, I want that one taken out of the equation without killing yourself. Get another iron wall up, get another marksman team in there. You fire there. And excellent, and you finish that. Excellent. I'll take the opportunity to upgrade a few cards, I think. Because my sharpshooters are pretty good, but plus an extra one to the attack and one to the defense would be handy. Marksman team's already upgraded. So, recruiter. Don't use recruiters that much. Spiked iron walls are already at maximum, as our regular infantry. Could upgrade the scouts. All it does is boost their health. So yes, I think I'm going to boost the quality of my sharpshooter teams. Because that gives them a attack of 4 and a health of 3, which is pretty good. I mean, an attack of 4 is actually really powerful. It is at the moment. I suspect, you know, later in the game it's going to be effectively nothing. But I feel like I should start boosting my turret now. Put the cannon turret back in. Yeah, let's get slightly better health on that turret, and then slightly better, you know, double attack will be incredibly useful. So that's what the next 2 stars are going towards. But anywho, should I talk to him now or? No, I think I'll save talking to him for the beginning of the next video. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next part.